Fuck shit.
Yeah, I press record. Dickon, don't swear, because kids from where I work watch these videos.
Yo, hello, kids from John's work.
You know who? I actually know who they are because one of them joined my Discord server just before I'd done this video. But we've got to hurry up. We've got to get this done in quarter of an hour because Dickon's mum is home soon. So, what are we doing today then?
We're going to be talking about the soap lady.
The soap lady. Yes, it is Messed Up Murder Monday on Wednesday again. No, wait.
This is the first Wednesday of Messed Up Murder Monday.
Yeah, it's meant to be Weird Wikipedia Wednesday, but I don't care. So today we are doing
I don't know how to say this.
Leonarda.
Leonarda?
Yeah.
Leonarda Cianciulli.
Or better known as the soap maker of
Correggio.
I'm bad at reading
Same.
names like that. Yeah. So, early life. This person was born in Montella, for God's sake.
Montella Avellino.
We're off to a good start, aren't we? If you learn anything from these videos, don't forget to subscribe and add your comments saying you learned something, because I'll be amazed. While still a young girl, she attempted suicide twice. In 1917, that person married a office clerk or
registry office clerk.
Yeah. Oh, for God's sake!
Raphael.
There's another bloody horrible name.
Raphael Pansardi.
Her mum did not approve of the marriage. She had planned to marry. Well, the mum had planned to marry her to another man. That person, that person she married claimed that on this occasion her mother, cursed them. In 1921, the couple moved to a place. What Deacon's going to read?
Pansardi's native town of Lurina Pontenza.
Yep, where that person was sentenced and imprisoned for fraud in 1927. When released, the couple moved to somewhere else. Deacon's going to read.
Lansdonia Avellino.
After their house was destroyed in a 1930 earthquake. It's actually a big famous earthquake, basically. It's one of the biggest on Earth record, I think. They moved once more to somewhere else.
Correggio, Reggio Emilia.
Thank you for that. Where that man opened a small shop. She was very popular and well respected, within her neighborhood. That man had 17...
No, not that man. She did.
She, yeah. That man. I'm getting names mixed up there.
The man cannot have 17 pregnancies.
She had 17 pregnancies during her marriage, but lost 3 of her children to miscarriage. And if you don't know what miscarriage is, it's basically you don't. Yeah,
Yeah, the baby goes no.
Yeah. That's dumbed down to very children's standard. Thank you.
Yes.
10 more died in their youth. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh at that, should I? Sorry.
I mean, she did some messed up stuff, so...
Yeah. I shouldn't laugh at 10 more died in their youth. It's just funny that I'm just glossing over a lot of things. We've got to get this done within 10 minutes. She was heavily... What's that? Protective of her 4 surviving sons. Her fears were fueled by a warning she had received some time earlier from a fortune teller, I'm not going to go into that, who said that she would marry and have children, but that all of the children would die young. Reportedly, that person, the woman who done those murders, also visited a
Romani.
Who basically don't practice palm reading, and who told her, in your right hand I see prison, in the left I see a criminal. I'm going to forget about that word because I can't read it, and I'm going over it. Right, you read the first murder. Go on.
In 1939,
that person,
what's-her-face, learned that her eldest son and favorite child, Giuseppe, was going to join the Italian army in preparation for World War II. She was determined to protect him at all costs and came to the conclusion that his safety required human sacrifices. She found her victims in 3 middle-aged women, all of which were neighbors. The first of her victims, Faustina Seti was a lifelong spinster who had come to her and helped finding a husband. She told her of a suitable partner in Pola, but asked her to not tell anyone of the news. She also persuaded Seti to write letters and postcards to relatives and friends. They were to be mailed when she reached Pola to tell them everything was fine. Preparing for her departure, Seti came to visit Cianciulli one last time. Cianciulli killed her with an axe and dragged her body into a closet. There, she was cut into 9 parts, gathering the blood into a basin. Cianciulli described what happened later in her official statement. I threw the pieces into a pot. I added 7 kilos of caustic soda, which I had bought to make soap. I stirred the mixture.
Sorry. That's a lot of caustic soda.
I stirred the mixture until the pieces were dissolved in a thick, dark mush, and then I poured it into several buckets and emptied it into a nearby septic tank. As for the blood in the basin, I waited until it had congealed, dried it in the oven, ground it, and mixed it with flour, sugar, chocolate, milk, and eggs, as well as a bit of margarine. I kneaded all the ingredients together, and I made lots of crunchy tea cakes and served them to the ladies who came to visit. So
that is why this woman is not no. That's why we don't respect her in any way.
Yeah,
it's
Some sources also record that Cianciulli apparently received Seti's life savings as payment for her services.
That's basically 30,000 lira. That's the old currency of Italian. I don't know if Italy still uses lira. They could. I guess they use euro. But the second victim was
Francesca.
I'm going to try and read this on my own.
Francesca Sova.
That person was the second victim. That what's her face claimed to have found her a job at a school for her girls in
Piacenza.
That's it. Like, do you know the first victim? The second victim was persuaded to write postcards to send to her friends. This time from the place she was going to, detailing her plans. Also, like the first victim, the second victim came to visit what's her face before she departed. She too was drugged, basically given drugged wine and then killed with an axe. The murder occurred on September 5th, 1940. The second victim's body was given the same treatment, so cut up, put in a pot, cakes, done. Yeah. And it is said that she had obtained 3,000 lira from a second victim. The third victim was Virginia. Did I read that right?
Yes, Virginia Kiopo.
Why is the third victim going to have that normal name, but the second victims have that stereotypical Italian name?
Virginia is an Italian name, so...
Yeah, but it's easy to read, and I know a couple of Virginias. So, this third victim and final victim was the widow... What's that? Virginia... What Deacon just said? A former what's that? Soprano. I wonder if she's like sopranos in the films.
No, it's a singer.
Oh, said to have sung at. I should have read the rest of that sentence.
Yeah, you should have.
For her, the what's her face?
Cianciulli
claimed to have found work at a what's that?
Secretary for a mysterious impersonato in Florence.
As with the two other women, she was instructed not to tell a single person where she was going. That makes sense, because being murdered makes sense. So it was the third victim agreed, and on 30th September 19th, bloody hell, that's only a few days apart. That's 25 days apart. I'm looking at 2 days. It came for a last victim to Cianciulli. The pattern to the murder was the same as the first two victims. However, unlike the first two victims, the third victim was melted to make soap. According to Cianciulli's statement, she ended up in the pot like the other two. Her flesh was fat and white. When it had melted, I added a bottle of Cologne. What, like the thing that smells nice?
Yes.
And after a long time on the boil, I was able to make some most acceptable creamy soup. I gave bars to the neighbours and acquaintances. The cakes too, they were better. That woman was really sweet. That is lovely. From the third victim, Sawasui reportedly received 50,000 lire. That's more than the last two put together. As basically the jewellery and public bond. She even sold all the victims' clothes and shoes. So now you're gonna read Discovering Trial, aren't you?
Okay. Caicapio, I don't know.
Oh my god.
The third victim's sister-in-law, Albertina Fonti, grew suspicious of her sudden disappearance and had last seen her entering Cianciulli's house. She reported her fears to the superintendent of the police, Reggio Emilia, who opened an investigation and soon arrested Cianciulli. Cianciulli did not confess to the murders until she believed that her son, Giuseppe Ponsardi, was involved. She confessed to the murders, proving detailed accounts of what she had done to save her son from any blame. Cianciulli was tried for the murder in Reggio Emilia in 1946. She remained unrepentant, going so far as to correct the official account while on stand. At her trial in Reggio Emilia last week, Protest Leonarda gripped the witness stand rail with oddly delicate hands and calmly set the prosecutor right on certain details. Her deep-set, dark eyes gleamed with a wild inner pride as she concluded, "I gave the copper ladle, which I had used to skim the fat off the kettles, to my country, which is why so badly in need of metal during the last days of the war." She was found guilty of her crimes and sentenced to 30 years in prison and 3 years in a criminal asylum. Cianciulli died of cerebral apoxia in a women's criminal asylum in Pozzuoli on 15th October 1970. A number of artifacts from the case, including the pot in which the victims were boiled, are on display in the Criminological Museum in Rome. A darkly comic play about Cianciulli, Love and Magic in Mama's Kitchen, was first produced by Lena Wertmüller at the Spotello Festival in 1979. The play began to run on Broadway in 1983.
I wouldn't even make anything like that given a publicity. Do you know, murderers like that who really do messed up stuff shouldn't have publicity like that.
Also,
us doing a video like this is giving a publicity.
I'm just going to say, if I went to watch a play called Magic and Love in Mama's Kitchen, I'm not expecting it to be about murder.
Sorry. I shouldn't laugh at murder, should I? It's a really weird name. Why that name, Love and Magic in Mama's Kitchen? I'm expecting a childhood pantomime, you know, like Hocus Pocus. Here is a beautiful man for you to marry. Not you're going to die now in the pot. You're going to be making the bar.
Get in the pot. You are now soap.
And get in the oven. You are now cakes. Anyway, bloody hell, we actually timed this just right. Look how long the video's been going for. 13 minutes and 34 seconds. Do you want to say anything for end the video, Dickon?
Hi. I don't know what to say. I gotta go.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye.